All right, sweetheart, let's get it and go so you guys can be cleansed for the new year. There are multiple ways to do this, but this is personally how I do it and how I was taught. Let's go. First thing you're going to need is a pot. Now, you're going to need two, really, okay? Because one's going to be your bitter, okay? The second one is going to be your sweet. So in the bitter bath, and please smoke cleanse this. I use a cigar, but that's just because that's what I do. Okay, but you can use like an incense, whatever. Smoke cleanse the pot. You're gonna pick. I like odd numbers. Okay. So what are some herbs that you can use? You can use rue. You can use angelica root. You can use hyssop. You can use arasa cantoro, maledición, rompecergue. There are so many herbs you can use. Nettle. And once you figured out what herbs you're gonna use for the bitter, okay, you wake them up. You run them through your hands, you tell them what they're going to do. You're going to fill your pot with water. Then what you're going to do is you're going to add your mixture, and as you're adding your mixture of herbs. Now, some people use sachets. I don't. What I do is I get a strainer, and I strain the herbs out of the solution into a indigo, like blue bowl. Now, it's like important. Don't bring it to a boil. Okay, you just want it to be hot. And then you turn it off and let it sit. And this is what mine looks like that I made today. Now, when you add your herbs to the water, honey, on the stove, make sure you're stirring counterclockwise and telling it what you want to do, right? Because counterclockwise is pushing out. Clockwise is bringing in. So what about the sweet? Well, what's your intentions? Do you want to open your roads? Because you have got to replace energy, right? You're shedding yourself of the negative energy. You're going to have something to replace it, okay? And this is where your own craft really comes in, okay? Because you can use Psalms 91 to pray over the bath. I have a special way I do it as an initiated practitioner. But that's where you can get creative and listen to your spirits, your ancestors. What did they tell you to do, pray, or whatever? You can also charge it. Like I said, let it sit. Okay. You can put it on your ancestor altar. If you work with a certain deity and you guys are tight, you know what I'm saying? You could put it on their altar. But let's get back to the sweet. What's your intent, right? You want money? Of course you do. You want love? Of course you do. You want peace? Of course you do, babe. Okay, so sunflower petals, really great for success. Chamomile, really great for money. Parsley root, really great for money. Always add honey, but taste it first. Okay? Rose petals for love and protection. Yeah, rose protection is a thing. Abre camino for opening roads. And this is where, like I said, these baths are very customizable to what you want to do. Now, one thing that I always incorporate with the bitter and the sweet is a milk bath. Yeah, some might say I'm overboard with it, and am, honey. I am overboard with spiritual maintenance. I take multiple baths a week. Yep, sure do. Anyway, a milk bath, what I use for milk bath, it could be as simple as 1 can of coconut milk, some cacarea, and 5 drops of honey. Or it could be as complicated as a can of coconut milk, a can of goat's milk, some rice water, 5 drops of honey, some cacarea, some raw cocoa butter, egg whites, anything that's white. Right, you could add flowers to it, and this could be used as a head cleansing. It brings you clarity, okay? Brings you clarity. If you're going through some shit, okay, help balance out them emotions, honey. Bring you back down to center, okay? So what do? After we got the bitter and the sweet, make sure it charges at least 24 hours, babe. Yeah, because the darker, the better. But if it smells, it's not good. You let it sit too long, okay? So what you do is you get the bath or the shower. Okay, you're going to physically clean your body first. What kind of soap do I use? African black soap. African black soap because it is so pure and natural. Okay, that's what I love to use. That's what my madrina uses. I use it. Okay, period. And it leaves the skin feeling very nice. Okay, we love it. We love to see it. You're going to stand up in your shower. For all my babies out there who don't have a bathtub, it's a good way to do it, babe. Good way to do it. You're going to take a cup. Okay, you're going to pour from the left to your right. Why? Because the left side is our spiritual, the right side is our material world, honey. Okay, so you grab the cup of your bath, the bitter, okay, and you pour. I like to go over my back at least 3 times, and I always have extra for later. Then what do? You drain it, you rinse it. Then the sweet comes in. You do the same thing, babe. 3. Okay? Because you want to get it. I always do things in 3s. It's just always a thing for me. Also, the head wash. You gotta listen, the coconut milk and things like that tends to leave the hair greasy, but it's good for the hair. Okay? But you want to leave it on your head at least 12 hours before you take a shower. But you're going to need to shampoo a couple times. Now, the milk bath you can literally sit in. You can submerge yourself into it, or you can just pour it over your head. So it's really up to you. Okay, period. But there are multiple ways to cleanse yourself. This is not the only method. Okay, it's not. If you ain't got nothing else, if you are sitting there and you're like, I gotta spiritually cleanse, it's a thing. What can I do to get negative energy off ammonia? Yeah, I said it. 1 capful of ammonia in a bath. Epsom salt. Baby. Indigo blue squares. Bluing squares, they were traditionally used to make whites whiter in the laundry, honey. But the color, spirits hate that color. Negative energies hate that color, baby. It's just a thing. Okay? You can also add Florida waters and things like that to the head wash or the milk bath. I like to find the OG Florida water that isn't green for that. Some people use the green. Some people use the beige yellow one. I personally, if I'm going to do it that way and I'm going to add that ingredient, I'm going to get the beige and yellow. So what do we do after we did the bitter, the sweet, and the head wash? What are we going to do? Well, honey, you're going to get out of the bath. You're not going to towel dry. You're not going to put deodorant on. You are not going to put perfume on. You are not going to use anything that isn't natural. Why? Because you're calling your spirits to cleanse you, babe. So you don't want that artificial junk all up on you. Okay? So you could use things like that Zen Balm or Tiger Balm. It's really high in camphor. Very good. Put on the back of the neck, soles of the feet. Okay? Wear light colored clothing to bed. Yes, light colored clothes, babe. White. White, babe. Why? Because spirit is working on you and cleansing you of that negative energy, babe. Okay? Okay. Make sure, this is me. Once again, I'm overboard with it. But make sure your bedding is clean. I always add a capful of Florida water to my bedding when I wash it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there you go. Air dry. Let it sit on you as long as you can. Let it sit on you as long as you can. Light colored bedding, light colored clothing. It doesn't matter the color of the bedding. Okay? Just light colored clothing. You can also put cacaria on your head and then wrap your head. Okay? This is really when your practice comes into play. Now, I spiritually cleanse every day, but like I said, I do the bittersweet methods multiple times a week. Teflon, baby. But yeah, cleanse yourself so that you can start the new year fresh and right, babe.